Welcome back, Kalpana and Mr. Ramakant.
Thank you.
A blame game goes on every day, is what we see. Residents say that if they segregate waste, garbage collectors mix them all together. So it doesn't serve any purpose. Garbage collectors say residents do not bother to segregate. Their only aim is to clear the garbage. How to handle this? The blame game. Ramakant.
Actually, I don't believe in blame game. Each resident should be blamed for not segregating, but from the BBMP side or the civic agency side, they should make provision. Whatever residents have segregated and given you, it should be taken up to the end point. That is to be taken for the recyclers. That means blame is on both sides, but I put more blame on the residents, because first of all, they don't take interest in segregating. Whatever they segregate, they give the wet waste in plastic bags. Imagine about 5,000 tons means about 1,000 lorries go. Landfill, it is about 40 or odd something. Every day you send so many thousands of plastic bags. What is the condition?
So you are telling residents it is your responsibility.
It is your responsibility.
As simple as that.
Not to give in plastic bags. Now Kerala High Court last week has passed an order even telling that plastic bag disposal of wet waste should be completely prohibited. Now we are planning now solid waste management roundtable. We are going on PIL on the basis of that and trying to do within a week we are going to put a PIL on.
Dispose of garbage without bags.
Plastic bins. Bins are there.
Okay.
You wash it again. Reusable and rewashable. See, in my house I am using for last 3 years one old paint drum, paint plastic bucket, and my maid servant immediately after disposing washes it and rinses it and keeps it. All the wet waste goes.
Avoid bags.
Avoid completely, especially black garbage using is a crime as far as I am concerned. Nobody should use black garbage bags.
Kalpana, an RWA of an apartment complex in Koramangala has launched WOW, W-O-W, Wealth Out of Waste. The RWA has appointed rack pickers to help in scientific disposal of waste. It seems to be doing very well. When they can, why not others?
Absolutely. I am very fortunate that I live in Koramangala and I am a part of WOW. So it's an experiment that has started. Much credit to the volunteers and to the residents of Koramangala who have contributed and participated. And it's phenomenal that there's a back-to-back NGO Sahas who has a center in Ijipura, Kasarasa, where this waste goes. And we've actually got two ends to this, where there's in situ composting happening in some homes. For instance, we compost our waste, and the dry waste is collected every Saturday on a tricycle. The scrap dealers and the existing waste recyclers have been included, and it's an enormously doable program. In fact, I am glad that on your show you brought this up. We encourage many more resident welfare associations to engage with it. You can reach out to any of us and we'd be happy to provide the data and the helping hand. We can put up some details on the Radio Indigo website if you like, of the solid waste management roundtable, of the different NGOs and service providers. All it takes is a desire to say, I want my area clean, and I'm going to engage with the existing infrastructure of the city. There is a lot already happening. You know, you talked about the blame game, but despite that, I think it is 24/7, 365 where we have to do it, and it's one step at a time. We are way better off than we were. We need to consolidate it and take to the next level, and we need to systemize some of these things. So if WOW is happening in Koramangala and can happen in 25 other WOWs, we should have a format to enable WOW. So you have a little kit, you have a proof of concept center, you go to that garden, you see how the waste is being done, and you're ready with WOW. Service providers are existing. You have Wastewise, you have Sahas, you have Full Circle, you have all of these service providers willing to engage with the community. It's happening all over the city in bits. My desire really is that these brilliant islands of excellence are fantastic, but what we need is scale. What we need is a system that is scalable, and once that scale is there, as Mr. Ramakant rightly said, we'll be able to go back to the BBMP and say, you know what, we don't need the landfill to be as occupied, just pick up our rejects and recognize what we are doing. Let's create a system and reinvest that money to be infrastructure rather than it being paid out on daily consumables, weekly consumables to address the waste. Let us create infrastructure to manage our waste in our city.
If somebody wants to contact you, imagine apartment owners want to contact you, with Clean Bangalore, Kalpana, What is that one particular number or email that you have? Can you give it to them? Do you have something like that?
They can actually the solid waste management roundtable is I think the best point
Yeah.
to
My
to
number
get
is,
in touch.
Our listeners can.
Yeah. So
my number is 93412 50158, Mr. Ramakant. And my email ID is vedarama_kant@yahoo.com. Anybody can contact me. I am available 24/7. So I am ready for any service.
That's good, because so that people want to get in touch. I think somebody like you, then you can spread the word around.
yeah,
No
I'll give
problem.
you my address and numbers as well. It's 98450 77744 kalpana.kar@gmail.com.
That's good.
Another important thing what Kalpana said I want to add.
Please.
The infrastructure, you see the solid waste disposal what is there, it is a daily procedure. You take it, put it in the landfill, that landfill is over, you go to second landfill, third Mavalipura is over, you go to Mandur, you Chimsandra, like that. Whereas infrastructure means dry waste collection center, from where it goes to the recyclers. And then wet waste, either biomethanization or compost, you put in each ward. That means you won't take the wet waste out for 20-25 kilometers. At least to start with, first time, if you, whatever transport cost you save, invest in the infrastructure. This infrastructure is, once you put it, it is there. That means you are doing composting, you are not to invest every year. You invest once, it is working. Like that is what we have to do. Infrastructure has to be built
Has
for
it been
solid waste
done
management.
anywhere? Any
No,
ward?
this is now in proposal stage. First one is coming in city market, biomethanization plant. Already they have called for tenders. We are going to, about 5-ton plant is coming now. But of course the quantity is quite high, 30 tons. But all the markets, they have taken a policy decision when Mr. Old Commissioner was there that 16 plants are coming. And about 7 organic waste converters also are coming.
How much time it takes to the compost?
The composter, once the order is given, especially organic waste converter is a 15 days job.
all.
In Malleshwaram market, we started first. We were the one who recommended. And all the vegetable waste, flowers, everything is converted there. 1-ton plant. That costed about 15 lakhs for them, including the shelter. And it is functioning for last 2 years. And one NGO, Full Circle only, is running that.
Kalpana, lack of education and awareness is the bane of solid waste management. We need to educate both the residents. You have been saying that, as well as garbage collectors also. How do you, as NGOs, plan to go about it? Have you done any kind of campaign to create an awareness, Kalpana?
You know, campaigns are happening all the time. You know, we have campaigns at school levels, there are campaigns at college levels. Just now the hubba that happened, the recycling hubba, which was organized by the SWMRT, has had enormous amount of impact in terms of awareness. I think awareness is a necessary but not a sufficient condition for change. Of course, it's the first step. It's a necessary condition. But I think we need to now get into enabling everybody with steps for change. So what can I do? If I'm a school, what should I be doing? If I'm a campus, if I'm a corporate campus, what should I be doing? If I'm a producer of waste, you know, there's the whole concept of EPR, extended producer responsibility in the West. If I'm a producer who generates waste at the end of the life cycle of my product, do I not have an accountability? So I'm saying we need to re-look at this awareness paradigm. If I'm an apartment complex, what I need to do is different. If I'm an institution, if I have acres of a campus, what is my contribution to that waste? So I'm saying education and awareness are extremely important and necessary, but to my mind not sufficient criteria for change.
Ramakant, is there value in waste?
Oh, value? I call it garbage is gold. First of all, I don't use the word garbage at all. It is a resource. Take it out. And so, as I told you earlier, 90% of the garbage which we are throwing out is all can be recycled, wet or dry, irrespective of what it is. Now, daily, if you calculate what you are throwing in the garbage, it is varies from 1 to 3 rupees for a middle or a lower middle class, and a rich person may throw up to 25 rupees in the garbage. All that you recover. I give you one small example. Platinum City is this apartment complex in Yeshwantpur Road, having about 800 units, 800 apartments. There we started it about 6 months ago with our initiation and all that. There were 8 or 9 ladies, especially for me, this garbage project and motivation can be done only by ladies, not by gents. Any number of people are there, they will listen from one ear, leave from the other ear.
Koramangala was done by men as well.
Men, is it? In my case, wherever you have gone, motivated by ladies.
I think sometimes we need to stand by. Sometimes.
Motivated by ladies. 8 of them